let's give a huge shout out to the FIA, the F1 organization, team racers, and also the team coaches for putting their lives at risk for the sake of our entertainment. So, guys, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, round of applause for all the heroes out there fighting the good fight and the FIA soldiering on, even if they didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, as you know by now, it was determined super late last night that the Saudi GP will be going ahead. These apparently the Saudi government came in and kind of reassured everyone, trust me, it's the safest it can be here. We're here to help. We're here to prevent any further drone strikes. And so it's been an interesting turn of events throughout the night. You could tell some of the drivers weren't happy. Some of the drivers were happy. So I think going into the Saudi GP, there was some sour mood. Did you notice that with anything that you saw online or on the TV?
Oh man, the Twitter memes were blowing up. It was so good. You know, just like pictures of tanks with team names on them and like anti-aircraft weapons with like that's the new safety car.
Good Lord.
So good. So good. Yeah, I mean it's pretty nuts that 7 miles away there was a huge explosion from a terrorist attack and they kept going. Imagine if that happened in the United States, like the country would be shut down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Like I
over there it's like, oh, just a Tuesday.
Yeah. So apparently that's like what they said. The government came to the organization and they were like, "Hey, they kind of it's this is kind of normal. They only attack commercial facilities. They won't mess with the event. Don't worry. Let's go." Because obviously this if it were to be canceled, that's a super bad look on Saudi Arabia. There was obviously a lot of apprehension to go to Saudi Arabia because of the wars they're currently in. And so something like this happening, it's just pretty insane.
They're called special military operations, Juan,
Okay.
not wars.
Well, the incidents that are going on over there, I think it really has a lot of the drivers feeling a little uneasy, and it did kind of make it seem like the organization and team, right, just don't really care about it. The show goes on. I think they put teams in a really difficult spot. I was watching some YouTube videos and they actually said, they gave the options to teams and drivers to not race, but with the race still going on, that's your competitor getting some really important points.
Yeah, I mean they're all competitive enough that they're not going to give up free places even if bombs are landing within a few miles from them. But again, we talked about it a lot last year. The FIA does not care about the drivers' feelings. They care about money. I
Yeah.
mean, Spa was too dangerous, but imagine if there was a terrorist attack in, London. Are they still going to do Silverstone?
No
Like
way.
it's just yeah, it's insane how just a few half a world over, like if that happened anywhere else in a I would say European or American, North American race, it would be canceled immediately and nobody would be allowed to go anywhere near it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just I don't know. It was pretty crazy to me. Now as a fan, obviously I'm in the situation where I get entertainment at no risk to myself because I'm not over there, right? I'm over here at my house and watching it on the TV. But on the other side, it's like we were just giving a big deal about what was going on in Russia, and obviously that is a big deal. But we were just doing it, and now we're okay with it. So it just seems a little hypocritical on my side.
Oh yeah, it's pure hypocrisy. I mean, the no war T-shirts when that all happened and everybody was smiling, taking pictures, being like, "Yeah, we don't go to a country that fights in wars and is, aggressive to people." And it's like a literal terrorist attack happens and they're like, "Oh, we'll just keep racing." Just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, from an FIA standpoint, they did it to save face. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to race in Russia when half of the world is
It's pulling out of
canceling them.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and when it comes to Saudi Arabia, like it's just it is hypocrisy. They race for money. The FIA does not care. And in my opinion, I think they need to focus on the teams more and worry less about the money, but that's obviously not going to happen. You can look at other giant international sports organizations like FIFA World Cup when they did it in Qatar and all these reports of human rights violations went out. They just swept it under the rug.
They just kept
Didn't
it
really
going.
care. Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. So it seems like all these big organizations, NFL included, they've got their fair share of drama as well. Just kind of ignore what is kind of the ethical or the moral thing to do and just, hey, we sold out the stadium. We're going to sell concessions too.
Yeah, I mean it is it comes down to money and corruption, and it could be a million people saying don't do it, but the few people who make the money out of it and have the power are going to say I don't care. And obviously the competitors are stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, they want to race. They've spent their entire lives training for these moments, and for them to basically say, "Oh, you can not show up, but we're still going to do
But
it."
we're still gonna do it, yeah. You know that paycheck that you rely on? Yeah, we're still
And
gonna keep it
especially,
going.
younger drivers, people trying to prove themselves. I get it if it was like Kimi Raikkonen, who was like, I don't care, I'm not going to race here. Nobody would have blamed him, but, if it was a rookie or Yuki Tsunoda or somebody in the midfield really trying to move up in the world of racing, they're going to look at him and say, well, that was stupid, you should have done it anyways.
Yeah. Well, crazy plot of events that happen in Saudi Arabia, and it's not even race day. So, I guess this really just kind of tells you that money does run the world, money does run F1, and it's just the way that it is.